Hey gang, I think it's been a little bit since I did a life update, so here it is. So I cut my mohawk back in. Y'all have not seen this since Colorado. And the reason why I cut my mohawk back in is because I wanted to grow it out, and I did grow it out. I grew it out for quite a bit actually, as y'all saw in previous videos. And I came to realize when I started doing research that getting dreadlocks for my whole head would be expensive. So I became discouraged and I stopped taking care of my hair. And it evolved into what you saw in those previous videos. And I also figured I have issues like with hair pulling, and I should definitely work through that. And in the meantime, my sides were like really pissing off my neurodivergence. I don't know what it was, but I did not like my sides, especially when they got out to like here and I could like see them in my peripheral, and I just kept pulling on them. So I finally got them cut off. And the person that did my hair does locks, and they forgot to give me their card, but hopefully I'll catch back up with them, or I'll find somebody else or something, because now that I have this going on, it's much cheaper because they're not going to be locking my whole head. Way cheaper to get a mohawk locked. But there's also another hairstyle I was considering, and that would be a very temporary move that I might get in between that, because I do want the locks to be a commitment. So I'm going to do this for a bit, maybe let it grow out, and then cut in something else, and then cut the mohawk back in and go from there. Because for the most part, the hair is going to keep growing, but there is like a fade involved with the next haircut that I want to get, so we'll see about it. Or maybe by the time I get to that point to where my hair has grown back out to where it was after I've continued taking care of it, maybe I don't want that hairstyle anymore. Maybe I'm ready to go in and do the locks. But yeah, I actually got it cut lower than I wanted because I didn't understand that the barber meant 3 fingers from the top and not the bottom. So I got it cut like to 1 finger. But this is a good starting point for me to start over, because it was there was just a lot going on and I was pulling on it all the time. So this is good. And from here on I can take care of it. But yeah, the locks, it seems like we're going to have locks en route, since this will be much cheaper to lock up. And also, I just look really cool with it. Like, this looks fucking cool. I'm also going through another aesthetic change where I'll be doing more baggy stuff. It's easier for me to find baggy tops and baggy, coats and stuff, but it's less easy for me to find baggy pants that I like. So I'm back to shopping online with that. My money situation has changed a little bit. I do have some more consistent supporters, very thankful to them. I am back to doing live. I took a break in June, and things are looking more up than they were about this time last year, for sure. In terms of housing, I am kind of in the same situation. I'm still homeless, and I have found a temporary place to stay for the summer, but after summer's over, I go back to figuring out what I'm doing. And it's just, I've finally come to terms with how much it's actually very wearing on me to live like this. But it is what it is for now, and I am doing other things to figure it out. I'm not going to go too much in detail into that because it involves me talking about the area that I live in, and I don't want to do that right now. I mean, a lot of y'all already know I'm in Minnesota, but it goes into more details from there. So, I'm also back on BeReal. I don't know what happened with that, but I guess BeReal is working now, and BeReal has people uploading more pictures. It gives you 6 if you're on time, and I guess 2 or 3 if you're not on time. So they've upped how much people can post, which I guess is a big demand that people wanted, and I'm happy for that because I want to post more too. So I'm happy for 6 to be my reward and 2 to be my punishment if I'm not on time. I did a lot of Pride in June, and I tried to do Pride in July. The next Pride I'm planning on going to is in September. And I'm going to plan for Rochester Pride for May of next year. As far as I know, Rochester is the first Pride of Minnesota at the middle end of May. So we're going to do that. Just celebrated my 1-year anniversary with my partner. Having a great time with that. We both have mental health issues to work through, and our mental health issues affect our communication, so that's something to work through. Also, normalize sleeping in separate beds, because my partner snores and I'm restless. I can get up quite a bit at night, so when I stay with my partner, we sleep in separate beds. And apparently that's something that really needs to be talked about. Like, normalize sleeping in separate houses. Like, there are people who are together, they are not in the same house and they don't want to be, or one of them doesn't want to be, and they just both accommodate that or something. But yeah, normalize sleeping separately. Like, co-sleeping is great and all, but like, these arbitrary standards for healthy relationships are unhealthy in and of themselves. Y'all have seen, like, I'm kind of doing like a brand thing where everything that is in the mainstream of what I'm doing is rebranded as Houseless Socialist, because that is like 2 baseline things to describe myself right now in life. And of course those things are subject to change, but right now it's Houseless_Socialist. I deleted the first Houseless Socialist TikTok account due to erasing associations with very unsavory people who did some really shitty things. Nothing illegal, still definitely nothing I want to be a part of. So the new TikTok is new Houseless_Socialist until TikTok hopefully allows me to change it to just Houseless_Socialist. The account that is the new account was originally my 3rd account, but now that is my 1st account, and I have already made a new 2nd account. And well, the 2nd account, my actual 2nd account doesn't have anything to do with those other things. And then there's going to the 2nd account that's directly the backup to new Houseless Socialist, which is I think I put in unamused, untolerated left, comma the for the 2nd account. That one still needs to get followers to be able to go live, so gonna work on that. The point is building a platform for what I see as the most marginalized of marginalized. Unhoused people have a very diverse community. Like, anyone can become unhoused, regardless of your race, ethnicity, skin tone, income. It doesn't matter. Disabled homeless people, young homeless people, old homeless people, employed homeless people, unemployed homeless people who are on drugs, homeless people that aren't on drugs, people that are veterans, people that are not veterans. Anyone can become homeless. Homelessness is a policy failure, not a personal failure. Because if homelessness were a personal failure, children would not be homeless. There would be no such thing as homeless children, or homeless elders, or homeless disabled people. We would make sure that they were housed, so we could actually point to middle-aged, able-bodied people that have nothing else going on and be like, that's a choice. Of course, barring they didn't lose their home to wrongful eviction, natural disaster, divorce or domestic violence. Damn, it's almost like there's plenty of reasons for homelessness to not be a personal failure, isn't it? And what people have assigned to personal failures, such as drugs and alcohol, are also things that housed people have. Like, we all know two people right now, Hunter Biden and Donald Trump Jr., that use drugs and alcohol, and they'll never have to worry about being homeless. So it's not about drugs and alcohol either now, is it? So that's what's going on with that. And then just a whole whirlwind of things, assassination attempt, COVID, dropping out. Now we got to deal with Kamala and shit. I'm still voting for Jasmine Sherman. I'm not voting for any of these warmongers. It's just like weird to be on the sidelines of all this discourse and be like, hey, how about you actually vote for your values instead of continuing the two-party status quo? So yeah. Been working on my skincare. Been making sure I moisturize. That's important throughout the year, summer and winter. Working on staying hydrated. I already had issues with staying hydrated before I got COVID and found out COVID can cause dehydration. It's like if you already had issues, COVID makes those things worse. And if you didn't have issues, well, you have them now. And if they are things that happen to you, that are happening to you now that didn't happen to you during COVID, congratulations, you have long COVID, and long COVID gets to show up any way it wants to. And then my partner got COVID, I think in April. I got COVID I think a year ago now. Maybe 1 or 2 years ago now. So yeah, it's been really wild. But the plan is, okay, we got COVID once, no more COVID. No, thank you. I've been using these turmeric and kojic soaps, kojic acid. Turmeric is a natural anti-inflammatory, and I don't know what kojic acid is, but my skin's doing a lot better with that. I only use it on my face and neck. I don't use it anywhere else. It says that they say that kojic acid also gets rid of dark spots, so maybe I should start using it in other places. But so far it's working well on my face, so maybe I can trust it. I have been traveling around Minnesota, just here, kind of like what happened last year when I was traveling around Arizona for the most part. And Minnesota's a beautiful state. A lot of greenery around here. And I've been having a great time traveling around Minnesota, going to see the smaller places and whatnot. And yeah, if anybody was wondering, I'm safe and sound for the summer. I do have it on my Ko-fi page that I am raising money to be able to cover living expenses while I'm here. So if you have anything to give, hop on over to my Ko-fi page. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, still making this internet thing work, because now working on the internet has just really become more important, because liberals of TikTok, that Twitter page that you may have heard of, liberals of TikTok, is basically going around harassing people now at their jobs and getting people fired. So it looks like I should make this work, because you can't get me fired. I can sit up here and say what I want to say all fucking day, and nobody can get me fired or even canceled. The bar for canceling is, I guess, high or low, depending on how you want to see it. Basically, as long as I don't touch children, I am fine. And I don't, so I'm fine. So yeah, working online is pretty much the only safe thing you can do. Unless you work for a company or a nonprofit that aligns with your values. And then it's yeah, of course they did that. Of course they said that. They work here. Duh. But, yeah, that's pretty much where I am right now. So, we're having a happy summer 2024. Thanks for watching.